Most brides picture their wedding mornings surrounded by support, especially from their mother. But sometimes that expectation is met with a persistent, quiet withdrawal. For a daughter whose father passed away several years ago, the emotional stakes of a wedding are naturally higher. Without a father to walk her down the aisle, the weight of parental support falls entirely on the only parent she has left. This creates a significant emotional divide. On one side is a grieving daughter, hoping her mother will step into the void. On the other is a woman who openly hates weddings and calls the ceremony an inconvenience to guests. Because the bride is already navigating a landscape of loss, her mother's lack of interest feels like a targeted emotional strike. The mother is withholding the very thing the bride needs most during a major life transition. The resistance started early. The mother pressured the couple to elope, repeatedly calling the wedding a waste of money, a critique she maintained despite not contributing a cent to the budget. While the mother pushed to downsize, the bride repeatedly tried to pull her in. She extended invitations for dress alterations, visits to the florist, and dress shopping trips. Every attempt was blocked. The mother was always too busy or simply uninterested. By routinely turning down these requests, she was effectively withholding her validation at every turn. The breaking point came when the bride finally set a boundary, telling her mother to drop the elopement talk. In response, the mother didn't just stop the suggestions. She shut down and stopped participating in the wedding process altogether. This is phase 1, the rejection. It uses passive disinterest and silent withdrawal as a mechanism to take control of the relationship's emotional narrative. As the wedding week arrived, the mother's tactics shifted towards self-isolation. She skipped the rehearsal dinner entirely, claiming she simply didn't feel wanted. This introduces a strategy of preemptive victimhood. By voluntarily removing herself from the event, she creates the opportunity to later claim she was excluded, even though the choice to stay away was hers alone. The pattern continued on the wedding morning. The mother was invited to get ready in the bridal suite with the rest of the wedding party, but she refused, saying she'd rather be at home to avoid socializing. By dodging these foundational moments of bonding, she was carefully staging the ground for a story of abandonment that she would tell later. On the actual wedding day, the strategy moved from withdrawal to intrusion. The bridal suite was a tiny room with zero privacy, a place where the bridal party was in a vulnerable state of undress while changing. Despite refusing to get ready there earlier, the mother showed up unannounced. She was already fully dressed, and critically, she had brought the bride's uncle with her into that private, crowded space. The bride enforced a logical boundary. She asked the uncle to leave so the women could finish changing in private. The mother used that boundary as a trigger. She linked her presence to the uncle's, took deep offense at his exclusion, and walked out of the suite entirely. Immediately after the ceremony, the mother tried to flee the venue, telling the maid of honor to pass along her goodbyes. After being talked into staying for a few photos, she left for good, missing the entire reception. This is phase 2. By violating a known boundary, the mother forces a rejection. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy where she can finally claim she was pushed away by her own daughter. In the months since the wedding, the fallout has spread. The mother has been crying to relatives and friends, telling them she was pushed out of her daughter's life and denied a wedding role. And now comes phase 3, the reversal. The mother is currently refusing to speak to the bride until she receives an apology for not taking her feelings into consideration. Mapping this behavior reveals a cycle, from voluntary withdrawal to boundary testing to fabricated victimhood. Her refusal of invitations contradicts these claims. The demanded apology is a trap. Apologizing validates her rewritten history, permanently erasing the bride's efforts. The irony is that the bride spent months begging her mother to care. Now she is being held responsible for the very isolation her mother deliberately created. In this cycle, an apology doesn't mend the relationship. It simply cements a false reality. The question is, when a parent engineers their own exclusion, is the child ever truly responsible for the result?